Hi guys, I'm Asif Ali and you're watching CGHOW video, and today we will cover another video of League of Legends from this channel Skin Spotlight. So in this 6-minute video we have lots of effect to cover, so let's just start this video.
CGHOW. CGHOW.
First of all, subscribe my YouTube channel and also click on bell icon so you will receive all new video notification. So from starting, if you'll see, if I'll forward and just show you the quickly the effects like this one, or oops, this girl has some glow, this skull, and this sword you can also see which has some shape, and this is a similar effect like previous one. And then this ball, and so it has lots of effect. And this one is this bigger one, this impact, similar type of effect. And now here we have these sparks and smoke. So quickly start from start, and our first effect is when this girl hits with this sword. And if I'll show you the per frame, the sword had some glow, and then it hits, and then glow is now bigger, and then this spiral shape, this slash type, and then glow on the ground. So how we create this type of effect? So like you have this sword, and in here if you have a basic sword, like if I quickly create model of sword, or I can just use a slender here. So I'll just make a effect quickly, one, and let's say let's take this as your sword, and I'll just use a slender mesh and take a cylinder and remove all these modules and increase the size. So you have this cylinder now, and I'll just make this a burst because I just need one particle, and you can use this non-uniform and scale it accordingly. So this is your sword, and you can rotate it with initial rotation of mesh, and you can rotate it on X or Y. 0.25 means 90 degree. Now you can scale it. So this is your sword, and sword is animating. Although in this video sword is animated and rigged, but if you want to do that in particle system, you can just animate through velocity or the position. If you take the position from here, I'll just grab the position and drag it here, and if I make this local, now I have separate axis, and I can just move this. I'll just move this here. Why it's not updating? It's updating now, you can see. So on X you can animate it by, I'll just break this and I can connect a curve, and like at 0 it's 0, at point 2 it attacks the character like 100 or maybe 150, then it backs to the same position. So if I play now, it's attacking the character, then backing, like this girl attacks, then it's not taking that back, but you can animate it like this. And now you want a glow around this, and that should also animate with this. So to animate something with some object, what you can do, first you need to create a glow. So for that I'll just quickly create a texture, very basic. I'll just need a shape, a conical shape. So just make this black, and on a new layer I'll just paint quickly, or you can just take this and just create a selection like this, randomly, very random. Oops, this is very high feather, so I'll just make this 0. Again my mouse is not working, sorry for that. I'll just now making very quick shape, and I'll just make this white. And you can do two things. First, you can add some details here, or you can do that in material. But for now I will add, I think, some motion blur in this, on this axis, and that's it. So you have this, control H and align it to the center, and save this. And I'll use the same path where I have my effect. So I'll browse this on open and explore, copy this path, and in Photoshop, this is your sword glow, and save it as Targa. Now it will import here. It will ask you whether you need to import or not, you want to, and make the material of this. And now here this is very flat, so you can take a texture like noise or like aura. So if I take a noise, and this type of noise I have already shown you how to create that, but quickly if you want to show that again, I will make a cloud, and in here minimum you can increase this and create that type of texture like this I have. And if you multiply these together, of course your noise will cut your pattern, and you can also stretch your noise because this shape is stretched. So 0.2, 0.5, and 2, this type of thing. Just looking cool. So now you can take a particle color and connect it directly to your emissive and multiply for opacity. Make your material transparent, annihilate, and two-sided if you need that. Save this, and I'll use this material here, and I'll duplicate this emitter, and this will be my glow. And if I take this out and take the sprite here and use that material, this sword glow, and I'll increase the size, uniform, this is my glow, and this is animating with your sword, but this is random, so make this specific. And also align this because this is camera facing, so I'll use here custom alignment, and now take align sprite to the mesh orientation, and by default it's aligned, but this is offsetted. I need to move this here and also scale. So I'll use non-uniform, and now if I make this 300, 300, and now I can stretch this also on this axis, and I need to move this here on the tip of your sword. So I animated this position, but if I copy this curve and add some value on X, and on B it will be my curve, same curve, but here on A I can offset this, so this will add some value on my curve. So now you can see this is animating with this and also offset it. So this is how you create things and you connect with your objects. So now if I move ahead, so it has this glow and this looks like 3D. It has, this is not camera facing, it's slices in all direction. So how you will do that, and it's very easy, I think. So I'll just quickly take some texture. I'll just make some texture here, and I'll use radial blur, best quality, zoom, control, control H, and need lots of strength. I'll just repeat my settings. So you have this type, very quickly I created so you can make better, and just save this, and this will be your glare. So I'll just save this as a glare, and this is on your armor on both side. And so suppose you have this sword and this is now your armor, so I'll just duplicate this and also import my glare, and in this one I'll remove this glow, or I'll just remove this glow, and this is your armor, weapon, anything, and this is animated because this is in her hand. So I want to add my glow on both sides of this. So how I will do that? So first I will create the material of this glare, and I'll take particle color. This will go to emissive, and this red channel will go to opacity. I'll use additive this time. So here I'll duplicate this weapon, and now this will be my glow, and I'll use here sprite render, and material will be this glare, and if I isolate this, this is animating, and I'll turn off my position so it's on 0, and if I'll increase the size, now you can see I have this, but this is camera facing. And so to make this 3D, what you can do, spawn like 10 particles. Still these are overlapping each other, not looking 3D. So you can use custom alignment here, and here I will use align sprite to mesh orientation, and I'll make this uniform, random, I can say random vector 0.5. So now you can see this looks 3D from every direction. And color you can choose your own. This has very beautiful gradient rainbow light color. You can also randomize color. You can use this hue, and if you make this red and make this one, it will have some random colors, and also you can decrease the opacity, so it will be like that. And also what you can do, you can use spawn rate like 10, 20, and also fade in and fade out, don't forget that. So I'll use scale color, and in alpha I'll use curve. On point 0.5 it will be 1, and at 0 it will be 0. Smooth your curves and also randomize your life. So now you have this, okay, similar type this, and you want to link it with your weapon on both sides. So first will be, you can just activate your position, and now you can see this is not actually linking directly. So what you can copy this curve, turn off your position, and here you can take sphere location, and on offset I will, and first make this 0 and break this offset and copy your curve on X. And because this is using normalized edge, and on in here in particle spawn you need to use edge, and this is not repeating, this is not looping, so edge, normalized looped edge. Still it's not linking like that. So one more thing you can do, you can make that local and link this with your actual weapon. Here you can make this local and link that. Otherwise you need to make the life very short, so that will look like it's linked, but actually it's making tail. So the better idea is to connect it, and you can, one more thing you can do, duplicate this, and here in sphere I'll copy this curve, add, again paste this curve, and you can stop this and offset this. So this is how you can do this. Otherwise this type of effect which is connected with rigged model, that is pretty easy. You have to just make this local and connect to the bond. That's it. This type of skull, this is actually just aura type texture that is applied on a sphere or anything, and just making this energy type thing. So it's pretty easy. You can make a material, I'll call this energy, and you can take a texture like the previous one, this noise, and if you preview this is your texture on a sphere. I'll make this translucent, unlit, and I'll use particle color, and I'll use one-sided, not two-sided, and multiply with opacity. You can power this up so black will be more, this type of thing, and just save this. And if I take another effects, a fountain, and here I will use a mesh sphere, and that energy material, this one, or write this, and I'll delete this, and I'll make this green first, and the spawn rate is too high, so let's make this 10, and velocity is too high, let's make this down, and this has same rotation, so take initial rotation and randomize this random vector 5, and this need to be scaled down, so I'll take scale mesh and make the float and then curve. This is not visible because size is unset. Now you can see this, and also decrease the alpha so it will be soft like this. So you can make this type of thing very quickly, and it has also this glow. So to make that, I'll just duplicate this and delete this and add a sprite renderer and take the radial, just the radial, and increase the size and decrease the alpha 0.0201 to fill this effect, so you can create this type thing. The next, this thing, this thing. So in this I have already shown you the sword effect, then it hits, so there is glow on the ground. I think in previous video I have already shown you, and it has this beam and then something going up. So if I quickly create this, what I will do, I'll just duplicate this one, and because this has this glow, so I can use the burst here. Oops, Niagara should not crash. I'll make this 10 custom alignment, and I don't need these things, and align this to mesh orientation and increase the size. So you have this glow on the ground like this, and now it has this beam. So how you will create that beam? You need a cylinder. So in the first one, this and has this cylinder, so I'll just duplicate this sword and paste it here. This will be my beam, and I'll make the size 1500 and make the rotation like this, and I don't need to animate my, so I had this beam, just the material is required, so I'll just save this all. And for the beam, I'll create a material beam, and in cylinder if I see, I need a Fresnel. So Fresnel will make this transparent. If I preview this, you can see, and if I invert this Fresnel, and then if I power this more, so I have only center white and edges are black, that means that will be faded, but the top and the bottom is still sharp, so I need a gradient. So I'll take the mask from the texture coordinate. If you preview this, it has X and Y. I need red channel, not red, sorry, Y channel. It's black from the top, so I'll use sine, so it will repeat both sides. If I make two, both side, and I can also power this and then multiply these together. So I have this beam material, and I can take the particle color quickly, connect this here and these things here. So I have this beam, I'll just save this, use this here and this one, and why this ground is showing. So I'll just open the window preview setting and turn off this ground. So I have this beam which has my beam material, but I think it's not visible enough. I'll make the alpha point 2 and color like oranges. Initial size 50. But I'm not happy with the output. It's not what I required. Why it's shine like this? Because I think the slender UVs, yes, UVs are not perfect. So I'll use another slender here, slender 2, and let me check the UVs for this. So it has perfect UVs, but the size is not the same. So let me uniform this, and now you can see this is fading. So now I can decrease the alpha. So now our beam and the glow of the ground is ready, and it has not much elements. What else? Let me check. Otherwise, I'll finish this video. We had a big effect here somewhere. Somewhere here. Yes, this one. So what happens here? It's just a shock wave that I have already shown you in previous video, and something comes from the top, then this mesh is scaling up and with particles. So if I make this hole quickly, in previous video and yesterday video I created this ring. I'll use the same material from this. I have this ring material. So here I will duplicate this particle again, and here I have this glow layer, and I'll duplicate this glow layer and use that ring material from yesterday, from my last video, and I'll use this here. So I have these rings, you can see, like this video, and then particles are spreading in a circular way. So for that I can again duplicate the first, and if I quickly make, I'll reset this, make the size smaller like 10, 20, and glow, and I'll take the torus location and increase the spawn rate, and maybe this thing also, radius, and some velocity from the center. And you can randomize this strength, so it will be random. See, and what more? What more? This thing, it has two sparks type thing and then some smoke. So to make this within one emitter, what you can do, if I'll take another emitter fountain, I have already some particles going up, but I don't need gravity and drag, and light should be very short, and I'll make this velocity align, and then I will stretch this, okay, and I'll increase this also, and and I have this one. If I want to duplicate this, I can duplicate this emitter, but if I want within one, so what can I do? I can duplicate this spawn rate, Control C and B, and I can change the spawn group to 1. Then I can duplicate the sphere location, and here I can use that mask here, and I can offset this on X like 100. Now I have 2 in single emitter, and you can change the color of course. Then it has some smoke in the center, so to create that what you can do, you can duplicate this and remove this and this. Now we have something in center, not in center because I offsetted it 100. I will offset this to 50. I have in center, and you can make the smoke. So yesterday video, because you have also watched this tutorial, so I'll use this smoke material and use this here, disable this and increase the size, and you can increase the life also and then decrease this and change the color, and of course this thing. So this is how you create this. And the last thing I would say, the tail of this sword, so like anim trail. So I will cover this then finish this video. I think that's enough for today. So like you have a cylinder, not in this map. In this map you have the cylinder, and this is your sword actually. This is your sword, and you want to connect a tail with this. So what I will do, I'll create one more emitter, and I'll remove this. I'll use a ribbon, and I'll make quickly a material ribbon, and I'll use texture coordinate mask, and I will reverse this, then use the power. Right, now I will use particle color, and this will be my emissive and this will be my opacity. And I'll save this, and I'll use this material here, and let's delete these things and use the initialize ribbon, and I'll make this in red, and then delete these things also. So if I connect this with my cylinder, so like I put my cylinder on 0, and I also put this on 0, and then I'll drag this to my cylinder, and now if I move my cylinder I have this tail, but when I'm rotating this, it's not working like that. And also if I increase the width like 500, it's too much, like 300, it's not properly aligned. You can see the angles. So how you will align this like an anim trail here we had. So to do that you have to align this. So you have to align it from here, custom site vector. And one more thing you have to do, you have to create a module, basic module. Just take a vector, and this will be your axis, so you can call it axis, and then take system world to local and transform this and connect it to ribbon facing. connect it and just make the Z up, and now here you can see it's already attached with axis. But if I make this 0 and this 0, you can see this. See how it's working? It's aligned the with your sword. So if you rotate it, you need to rotate it also, but if you is the rotation is 0, it will work fine. Okay, so this is it. I hope you like this tutorial, and if you have any queries, just comment below the video, and don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel CGHOW and download these assets from my Patreon. And thank you for watching. Bye.